everyone, let's build the Temple of the Golden Idol by Raiders of the Lost Ark. This is Lego Indiana Jones, set number 77015. This set contains 1,545 bricks, and it retails for $149.99. And this set was provided to me by the Lego Group for review. So here we have the building guide, and we have a set of stickers. I'm going to do things a little differently. We're just going to look at the stickers first. And yes, despite this having over 1,500 bricks, that's all you got to put on. That's not too bad. So that's okay. And you do get a full color manual here. So it's bound and stuff like that. I'm trying carefully not to tear it because I always preserve these. That's pretty much what we're going to be building there. And here we are. It's not the years, honey, it's the mileage. Yeah, well, old Harrison Ford. And this is more like a build preview here. The Temple of the Golden Idol, and, you know, I'm not going to read that. I don't know if the resolution's any good for you to read that, but, and I was a wee little boy when these came out. I can't remember which one I saw in the theater. That was a whole experience in the 80s. And Lights, Lego Bricks, Action. Yeah. I'm sure you could download the manual and read through all this yourself. And the build is broken down into 3 sections. So bags 1, 2, and 3 builds part 1, 4, 5, and 6 builds part 2, and 7, 8, 9, 10 builds part 3. So my plan is to break this down into 3 video installments, regardless of the time, just to kind of keep everything matching with these. Because I don't need to be editing a 3 or 4 hour video. That's a lot of work. So today we're going to be focusing on bags 1, 2, and 3 for this installment. And what I'm gathering is that this could be possibly a family build. So you can have up to 3 members of your group to actually build this set. And yeah, so let me get things situated here and then we will begin. And yeah, I got some stuff I want to tell you guys today, Lego related, of course. And now, without further ado, let's put the stickers over here. I'll put them behind the phone recorder. And then we're going to start with bag 1. And yes, it's a large butter container. So let's dive right on in. Pretty much all the parts here. And I need to check something real quick on this. Sometimes this thing will turn on the study shot. And it's kind of annoying sometimes. I don't know why it does that. And right here is the edge. I got to be careful there. Okay, so let's begin. And I noticed Lego a lot is doing this stuff, like they already have the parts on the board like that, right there. So I've been doing that too. My builds are more advanced, so I'm starting to write my building guides more up for like adults, so we can interpret things a bit more. Okay, now let's get building here. Let's build it. And that is the slogan on here is let's build it. So, as far as for the campground is concerned, I have just uploaded that part to YouTube, and I haven't even finalized that yet, so I can release it to you guys and gals. And 2, Lego has changed the embargo dates on these sets, so now I got to get them done quickly. So it's no longer I get to enjoy and build it, it's just hurry up and get it done. So I think I'm going to start declaring this as a job, so you don't know how that's going to be. You know, sometimes fun things do get ruined and that kind of thing. But I do have some news, some good news. I've worked on the tiny house tutorial. I got it up to 40% proofed. It means it's proofread or proofed viewed. And I've also written up 40% of the building guide. Well, a rough draft of it anyways. And, well, I haven't finished the building guide, so I don't even know how many parts the build has. You know? And the video is like under 48 minutes. It's almost 50 minutes long. So you know, some people actually can digest that video in one whole sitting too. So, yeah. And of course, the video is indexed for your convenience. So when I get the video tour published, or the video tutorial, you can actually build it and stuff. And yeah, that's the fun thing about doing that stuff. I can get it done, you know, at my own leisure. But I'd like to get it done for you guys and gals as soon as possible, so you can build it. And I'm leaning more towards June, like a hard month, like a hard date. I think I may have a date in mind, but I don't really want to kind of set everybody's hopes up right now. I'm looking for a 1x3 black plate. I had some parts I was doing the thumbs straight in different bags, so I gotta hope I didn't mix anything up too much. So yeah, I've been kind of slinging those tutorials out and trying to get them done, you know, trying to get them done for you. And honestly, if I wasn't doing set reviews, I probably would have had this half the year's worth of tutorials done. And I just haven't had time to really get into anything. And today, well, today is March 12th, 2023, and it's 2:15 in the morning. So I'm working late on this stuff, and it's, like I said, it's starting to become like a job, sadly. The tutorials are fun, but set reviews are kind of, you know, they're kind of getting to me here. I don't know how these guys can just do set reviews all the time. It's beyond me. I just can't do them like that. I like to just use my own imagination. I don't think I even saw a minifigure in this. Did I even skip that or no? Let's go back and check. Well, 1, 2, and 3 does have minifigures, but let's see here. Bag 1 just, yeah, I don't even have a minifigure in here. Wait, Lego, are we actually doing the minifigures last? You've actually been listening? Really? Yeah, okay. I don't mind doing them last. It gives me more time to mop up this mess here. Because I don't see the parts for the figure at all in here, to be honest. Well, of course, I think it's just for this. It could be in another bag. I'm looking for a 2x3. There it is. So, Indiana Jones sets are not really my favorite, but I've already did 2 of these, and you know, for the price being as it is for these, it's not terribly bad. These are not terribly priced sets. I just wish for the price, though, that you're getting these, everything was printed, but this one's $150, so I don't know. I think I'd rather save my money up for a modular, but I can't judge this set. Boy, this manual just keeps getting in the way. I just can't judge these sets until after I build them. I can't say it's going to be a lousy build. I was going through the parts, and the parts going through this were pretty much common stuff that I've seen all the time. So I was like, you know, there was a few unique pieces, and I'll show you some right here. These are printed. Look like they got stones. You know what? If you get enough of these, you can make a nice aerial rug for a house. So I'm hoping to find a few more of those little boogers running around. Maybe I find them on pickle brick or something. And a 2x3 flat tile. So in today's installment, we're going to just see how good the build quality is in one of these things and see if it's entertaining. And so far, I haven't had an issue, so I'm going to be honest with you, it's a nice build. Although I haven't done anything with it yet, but we're going to do it eventually and see how well this comes out here. And I've been reading a lot of the comments on my main channel that, you know, some people either like my reviews or hate them. Most people like the honesty. You know, I mean, it's just, I'm looking at this stuff from a mock builder's point of view. Is this set entertaining? Is this keeping my interest? Is this something that I want to build? And on the box of this set, I mean, it looks interesting, but is it something I'm dying to build? The way it looks, I don't know. I think it's the dark colors of the box that are kind of throwing it off. I've built sets where the box art just makes the set look pretty lousy. And when you're building it, it's pretty fun. So I'm hoping to get this one done here. Like this set's supposed to be due, I think, on the 13th. And I already got another set that's already being ran right now. Like right now I'm processing another one of these sets. I think it's, I can't remember, I think it's the plain one. And I'm just trying to get as many of these things done as I can so I can get back into the campground, because I really want to build that. That I really want to get into. So, as far as for the tiny house thing is concerned, by the end of June. Okay. May, I'm going to say that for the campground mock and some stuff related to camping. I forgot to put the tiles on these here. So I'm hoping to get the campground at least done. Remember, and if you've seen the update, which I haven't edited yet, but I'm sure by now you've already seen it. I've already edited part 1 of that. Okay, not too bad. So, I'm just waiting for it to get done. Ooh, yikes! It looks like we're going to have some functionality in this thing, so we're going to have to do a lot of Technic building now. Okay, well, let's get our hands dirty, folks. We're going to have to dive into this one here. And alright, get one of these, set it in like that. Okay, and I think we need one of these bent pieces. And a number 5 cross axle. I call them a number 5, it's 5 units long, or 5 stud units. And for the most part, Technic is not too bad. I think what it is, I just can't get into it. It's just, to me, it's complicated. Some of these guys are Technic wizards. I mean, my goodness, they could just build stuff like crazy. Okay. Skip 5 holes and set this here. In other words, this thing's supposed to stick out right in the center. And cross axle extender, and then an 8 cross axle. Now, how do I know my lengths? It's just been doing this for so long. You kind of memorize all the stuff as you go. Okay. And I have a feeling somebody will probably watch this thing saying, "Oh, Jay, thank you. I was kind of stumped on this area," or something. So that's, reading those type of comments, even if this was never going to be intended for that, I kind of appreciate it. Because now I know I can focus more on the build aspect on some of these sets. So yeah, this is kind of wiggly and jiggly. You're just going to have to deal with it first. Okay. And we're not done yet, folks. We got a little bit more left to do here. This is a number 4. And just leave this flat, because I have a feeling if you pick this up, it's going to get pretty weird. And another one of these. And a bushing. Yeah, I've already fixed up, ready to go to bed, and I kind of thought, I'm not really tired. Let's just do a set. So I'm going to try to do at least bags 1, 2, and 3. So let's place this in here. And notice I'm trying to keep the rants down to the minimum. All right. Okay, this is not going down in here. Huh. Yeah, you're going to have to really kind of... Yeah, okay, we're going to have to really kind of mess with this a little bit here. So obviously this does something. Not sure what this does yet. And we'll find out eventually. Okay. And must be fixing stuff to the front here because we're also going to be using some of these Technic pins with the little, well, these are friction pins with the stud. That's the friction part, that's the stud. So you can connect that to a brick. Place those right in there. And yes, my voice is sounding a little raspy today. I just, all of a sudden I got an asthma attack and an allergy attack at the same time. I was like, oh, that's just terrific, you know. So I'm trying to, Mary took my meds and stuff for it, but so I've been kind of pausing the video. You'll probably hear me pause the video a few times. And I just need to clear my throat, and I don't need to clear my throat while I'm unmuted on here. Well, what I do is how I do things, if I need to step away, I usually will say pause. I'll walk away from the camera. I leave the camera recording. I don't want to have 20 million files. Then I get back, sit down comfy, and I'll go unpause. And then that's my cue to resume on that video. And the parts in between the pauses, I edit, I remove. Okay, it just makes it easier. So that's how I do it. Everybody does things a little differently, but that's how I'm doing it. And saves the viewer a headache from listening to me coughing in their ear, his or her ear. So we're not gonna do that on here. It's a live stream, it's hard to do. Sometimes if it's a live stream, I have a mute button. I can press the mute the microphone, and then resume. Okay. So far, I'm not sure what we're doing here yet. I don't know, but looks more like bag one just does the base. All right. But don't worry, by the end of this installment, we'll exactly know what we're doing here. And don't be going over there. Okay, looks like this hooks onto some more stuff here. And we gotta put, okay, I forgot to put this little, well, I don't know if you heard that or not, but something just exploded out here. Sounds like somebody firing off a large cannon. But nothing's rattling around here, so obviously we didn't have an earthquake. Probably somebody letting off those big fireworks. Of course, it is the weekend. And the phone camera usually does things pretty, it has a deep sound, so you may be able to hear the rumble of it. I still remember one time I was filming a part haul, or it was a Lego haul. Next thing you know, the camera started shaking, and it kind of just felt, you know, like you're in a, you know how you walk into a camper and you feel it kind of vibrating? That's when I figured we were in an earthquake. I was like, oh, gotta go, and I just shut the haul off, and that was the end of that. And sometimes you just have to do that. Alrighty, and then the turntable goes here. Yeah, so far, I don't know, I'm not really feeling this set yet. I mean, it's a bad build, it's just, sometimes you gotta get into the build here, and I'm looking for one of these that's a 2x4 variant here. Did it roll under the manual or something? Oh, there it is. You just can't tell. At least this book is so kind, not only to give us highlights, but these are in yellow. So much easier to read. When I write my manuals up, I use blue. red very seldomly, unless I'm doing something with blue, then I'll pick green. Got to put these in from the previous step. Tonight I had 2 fried burgers for dinner. Way too much. I bought these new type of patties. They were like pre-seasoned and stuff, and I don't like the taste of them, but as expensive as food is, I'm not going to waste them, so I'm just going to finish them off. And I think these are supposed to be skulls on the front. But those are black, though. Here they show them as gray. Or maybe it's the outline of the bricks, too, because I didn't see any of those in gray. But yeah, sometimes you buy something, you don't like it. I mean, I was raised where you threw away food. And, you know, and you're doing things on your own, you don't waste money like that. So it's like yucky, 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 but I am going to finish them up. There's only 6. I only had 2 of them, so I will have to suffer through it a few more times. Oh yes, time changes too. They were supposed to vote out the stupid daylight savings time thing and just keep it in standard time, but no, they want to keep the time change going, which is silly. Because, I don't know, the railroads or the farmers like it like that. It just confuses everybody else. Why don't we just go under UTC time would be better. Everybody's under the same time. Maybe we got to put a gray brick there. I don't know if I can find it. Yeah, once they clear the roads and stuff, I need to get a haircut. It's not like it's bad, but got to keep my military look. What some of my friends say, you look like you're in the Marines. Well, they were close. It was only the Navy that was interested in me until they found out I had disabilities, and didn't. You know, the military's not too kind on folks like myself. Oh, okay. This piece is kind of confusing. You got to stick it like this. And I'll show you in the manual when I'm done. Put this here, because this is kind of weird. I'll show you how the manual did it here. I was confused here at first. And this goes here. And right here, they have a 1x1 there. I didn't even know that. I thought, you know, I was first looking at that, and they could have just done that a little better, but they didn't. And yeah, all right. Yeah, but those military haircuts, they always. Here's the deal, you go down, for me, I just go down to a complete bald fade. Keep just hair on the top of my head. And, you know, I know some people don't like the short hair, but I'll tell you, it takes 3 to 4 months for it to grow out long enough just to get it cut again. So it saves trips to the barber. When I was a lot younger, I used to keep it cut like every 4 weeks. That was back when haircuts were $10, so it wasn't too terribly bad. And now it's like, you're paying $50. Okay, well, I guess I'll stretch it out a bit. And to me, getting a haircut is a chore. Some people enjoy it, but I don't really enjoy that too much. And little drill bit here, and looks like a black stud, but I think it's dark gray because it's the ones I see. Okay. Well, so far I don't know what we're doing here, but don't really know yet. But I do care. Some people are probably thinking, oh, and you don't care. No, I do care because I want to get it done. I want to get back to my own personal projects. supposed to be a stalagmite or a stalactite. Yeah, I don't know which is which. Alright, so you know, I still have not built that thing that goes up there for the camera or the microphone yet. And looks like we're using a corner brick in there. Yeah, I'm still reading comments on those banner sets, and my goodness, some people just don't hold back. I'm like, you know what? Be honest. As long as you're not cussing out a storm or anything like that, I don't really care. But be honest, if you're watching one of these reviews and you just don't like the set, or if there's ways that I can improve, let me know. Yeah, I know I do rant in these. I'm trying to cut that back. But there's ways to improve. I'd like to improve them. Some people just like to sit and just listen to me talk. There's nothing wrong with that. And looking for 2 of these. And one of these things that Lego's doing in here, in their manual, I'm doing this too. It seems kind of weird at first, but that's how we're doing it in the builds. And I'll show you here in a second. See how they have these dual arrows in here with different boxes showing where things go? I've been doing that a lot. There's no need to do a page for each one of those. If they're exclusive, I'll do them. And let's put this back here first. So far we haven't ran across any stickers, so that's got me worried because I have a feeling they're all going to be at one time. Alright, this one starts here, and you're going to have to put a lot of these little tiles in here. Hope there's no stud launchers in this. I don't remember seeing them in the unboxing video. Nobody wants to pick all that up. Oh, and the set does come with the brick separator. So I'll add that to the mini brick separators to my collection that I keep losing. Like, I have a whole bin that I just keep misplacing. Like I said, I should just drill a hole right through the middle of this and put a big chain so I don't lose them. I lose them from time to time. And yeah, there we go. Oh no, almost there we go. I got the tiles put in there. It looks just like the book. You know, and I do get this question, do you ever get tired of doing Lego? My own stuff, no. This stuff I'm already getting burned out of. All right, I am... Oh, hold on, I got a problem here. My battery's starting to die on the phone. Let me plug it in. All this just so the buzzing noise. You're going to hear a lot of noise, so rest in peace, earphone users. Okay, there we took care of that problem. Alrighty. So I don't see that angler plate in here at all. It shows it in here. There's one there. Unless it rolled into one of those bags. But I didn't do bag 1, so I don't know. Did it fall on the floor? I don't see it anywhere down there, so I'll take a look. I don't see it in here at all. If not, I'm going to have to grab one. Let's start setting out pieces here and see if we can find it. I thought that was it, but no, there it is. See, now I found it. And I knew we were going to find it eventually. Lego rarely ever makes mistakes like that, so. And yes, I've had sets that were missing parts before. And that kind of thing. Alrighty. But I'm glad at least hear some like my style of reviews. And yes, I'm not the most exciting guy on YouTube. You know, sometimes I like to tell stories here and there and stuff like that, but Oh, wait a minute. But I just like to sit here and just build. And if you got this set, you could, feel free to build along. Okay. We got another turntable we got to put together. Oh, it goes that way. And it goes offset from, I think these are skulls. They kind of look creepy with them all being square. It's something you'd see in Minecraft. I remember when I had my Minecraft server, we had a hub. And you all know how I am. If you've watched me for so long, you know how I like scenic stuff, the backcountry. We'd have a hub, and you would be able to, certain areas of the hub would have like mountains, and like you want to go to an ice or a frozen world, you had to climb up the hill to get to a frozen area. And and I had one where the ground was kind of dry. It would take you to a mesa or a desert. I would combine both of those together. And then what those worlds were is so you can mine the materials out of them. And every so often, if the worlds get exhausted, I would just take those worlds and I would refresh them with a brand new seed. So there'd be a brand new portion of the world in there for you to explore. It was never meant for you to build bases, and it's just for grabbing materials. And I think I put the teeth on backwards. Well, I'm just going to take that off and do it like that. That'd be faster instead of trying to wiggle those around. Temple of the Golden Idol. What is this? Temple or Lost Temple? Temple of the Golden Idol. And, where's the Golden Idol at? Okay. That's it for that. Okay. This is new. So what I gather is these circles here, you got to put these in the tubes. So like this right here is this tube, and that's that tube. Okay. Before we do, so I guess you want you to put this on your first. So what I'm gathering is these turntables were pre-turned like this. So we're going to have to kind of line those up there like that. So remember, this part here is going to go here. What I'm going to do before I do anything, I'm just going to tack it in. And just see if I can just look under there. And that one looks like it's in the middle. Then I can commit to it. Set that down. And if you want to know, see the edge right there, right by my finger, right on the right? That's what you want right there. So this part here is supposed to be up against this brick here, and that's supposed to be there. So if you get hung on that area, there you go. And I know somebody's going to get hung on there because I had to look at that twice and find out what we were doing. And then you can proceed on putting the parts. They show this as a separate step here. But they show that there, and I think it'd be easy for somebody to put this on there first and then build. That would be my recommendation. You don't have to do that, but it's probably easier if you do it like that first, just to be sure you will be able to put that in there correctly. And no, we are not done yet. Gotta put a hinge together now. Hoping this is a modular, so you can break these builds down here. And it looks like it goes like that. Okay, so that's why they use the wall element for, is to clear this hinge. So let's see here. Yeah, it's not too bad to use that as a... I mean, I've used those before to hide things in or recess things, but yeah, that's not a bad idea. Like I said, you build these type of sets, guys and gals, you will learn some new building techniques. So I'm sure Lego doesn't mind you to take a couple of these and use them in your own creations. I know I will. And right here. And let's see here. We got the bamboo in, the leaf. Yeah, so this set here just looks big, but just take your time. Just build it very slow. No need to rush. And I can't tell where that goes. Okay, it goes right here. Just had to peek over the edge there and see what that is. So remember, there's a 1x2 that goes right there. That's what it looks like. Still don't know what this thing here does, this thingamabog, but we'll find out eventually what it does. And okay. So far this set is pretty good. It's relaxing, so I'm not like want to hurry up and get it done. Well, I want to get it done for my own personal stuff, but not because I want to hurry up and get it done because it's boring. So far I'm not bored with this, so if you're getting this, you're debating on getting this set, so far the build's pretty good. You know, it's interesting, to say the least. It's interesting. But no, I would rather be building my own creations. Okay, we already got the 3 pieces in there. So it's like, maybe this might be a path or something here. Okay. All right, so this skull piece is printed. Great for Halloween stuff. So this piece here kind of sticks up like this. So just make sure it's like that, or it could be level like that. So I think this is supposed to hypnotize someone. We don't know. Maybe that's what that's for, is to hypnotize people. And I think that's it. Oh, well, I survived that much, huh? Didn't break anything? That's not too bad. And getting dust all over my table. Well, these things just want to drop, but that's what we have remaining for bag 1. All right, let's proceed on with bag 2, if I can grab the right one. There we are. And we spent like 38 minutes doing this. So yeah, I'm glad now I'm breaking these down into small portions. So it's about five, maybe 500, 600 bricks per session. So not too bad. That's what we get. So let's slide that off the side, and it's just pretty much building on here. So now we got to build the skeleton on a plate. So I got the plate there. Now we just got to find all the parts and assemble this guy together here. Alrighty. I need a bunch more skeletons. Matter of fact, I got a bunch of skeletons. I just need to get a bunch of heads. You know, from all the Minecraft figures. That part of the, with the arms and stuff, are the same. It's just the heads are blocky. So what I want to do is eventually take all the blocky heads off the skeletons and get regular skulls and just kind of have fun with them. Now you even get a nice little cobweb with this too. Not too bad. Alrighty. So there's the arm, and then we got the head. We haven't hit any minifigures yet, except for this. And actually, I do count these as a minifigure. There he is. He has them sitting on this plate, too. Oh, I see. So they have him sitting... They have him sitting down here, and he's chained in here. What is that for? Does that move or something? They have him just... Or maybe they just have him sitting in there, and that's how they fix him in. It's just sitting him in there. I like builds like that. It's just because if you pick this up or knock it over, you don't have parts just flying out at you. So, kudos to Lego for that. I'd like to see that more, because I don't want to have to trip over something or accidentally rattle this thing around, and it does that. Now, back in this corner here, you're going to need to put a leaf here. You can barely see it in the manual. So, I think this is meant to be like a little trail to walk in here. So, I really don't see the play value in this yet. But of course, we've only finished 1 bag out of 10. Oh, I got to mention about the bags. There's like 2 bag number 1s and maybe 2 bag number 4s or whatever. There's a lot of multiple bags. So you're going to have to get some containers, and then that's what you're going to have to do. Set it all up like that. All right. I need to... All right, I'm just going to assume that this profile brick that goes here... Well, hold on. Did I do something wrong there? Oh, there was supposed to be a regular brick that went behind here. Not here. See these arrows right here? Lego did something very bad. These should have been dropped behind there. I saw those arrows. I thought they went on top of those studs. No, that brick goes behind there. And how I know that is, I looked at the next page and it showed that this brick was like this, with this underneath it. And yeah, I've made that same mistake in my own building guides. So when I go through and proofread my manuals, I do everything by hand. It takes a lot of time. That's why written building guides take forever, is I check those things. If I have to question myself on a build, even if it's my own, I didn't do something right. And there's another arrow pointing on top of that, and I looked at the next page, and there is a brick that goes on top of this. But yes, that's what you're going to need to do, is you're going to have to really read ahead in this manual. Some things just are not clear. And when I do the review, I will let that be known. You know, you got to, you're going to have to really kind of read ahead in the book. Because you'll boo-boo in here, just because the manual is not quite clear on certain things. I mean, guys and gals, I could sugarcoat this and tell you this is the best set in the whole wide world, but, you know, wouldn't do you anything. But I haven't finished it yet, so I can't judge this set now. So far, it's a very relaxing build. It's got my interest here in what we're doing. So, what are we doing? I have no clue yet. I sure got a lot of vegetation in here, which is always good. So what I'm taking it is that this is probably the outside of the temple, and you walk in here. I really want to kind of see this part here and see what it does, especially with this back here. I think it just rotates the skull around. Or I bet this is probably a combination lock. If you've ever watched any of those movies, I bet this does something. We don't know what it does yet. Now, I know there's already millions of reviews on YouTube because Lego allows the leakers to do it. But I'm sure you can watch one of their videos to kind of get a hint of what's going on here. Jay, don't you leak videos? No. Sorry to disappoint you. I don't leak. I mean, I don't have a problem with leaks per se, you know. But for me, it's kind of like, you know, ruining the flavor. But these guys do it for the views, where I just do this because this is just something fun. Building sets is, I'd rather do my own mocks, but just building this stuff, it's better than, honestly, guys and girls, I'd rather do this than staring at a computer working on source code or a program or something. I mean, I have to stop and take a breather once in a while. Step 54, and that's all you had to do. So, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to tip this back a bit here. Just take a better look at that. It's getting pretty big. And then we're going to do this here. Get that back there. So far, the last couple of Indiana Jones sets I've done have been pretty robust. And I'm talking about strong. They're not weak or flimsy or anything like that. So these are meant to be played with. So I really am hoping that Lego starts really investing the time in engineer sets that are more durable for play. Even though if I rip this stuff down for parts, and I just want things to be just durable and all around fun. We got to make this guy, and he goes right over here, and this little brick right there, and that's it for that. And yeah, but for the tiny house, I'm thinking more of June. Matter of fact, I had somebody ask me about it already, and I thought, didn't I answer that question? I said, I don't know. It's going to be released sometime in early to midsummer. And I got to thinking, wait a minute, I was talking about it, and it dawned on me, oh, I haven't edited that video yet, so I can't say, oh, you need to watch the video. Because most of the time I've been talking about it's been in these type of things that I haven't even released yet. All right, well, that's done there. All right, now we got to build some weird thing here. Okay. I don't need. I need a 1x4 and a 1x2, and I think this is for 18 and up. I don't know. Yes, this is 18 plus. So that means that's probably why this set's pretty easy, because it's for older builders. But I know some out there who told me their 10-year-old son or daughter can whip through these. And I'm sure a kid could, with enough discipline. He or she takes his or her time, they can just easily build these. It's nothing hard. If they could build my tutorials and understand what I'm doing in those videos, I'm sure that this would be an easy one here. Except I'm not explaining why I'm doing things here, because I don't know what Lego was thinking when they were building these, so I don't have a clue. And this part here goes right on this arch. And yes, I've done that too, where I'll make a part like that and make a sub-step. And yeah, we are getting, this thing's getting pretty high here. Alrighty. Let me readjust the focus on that there for you. I can find it. I'm not a fan of autofocus, so I just leave it off and making sure I'm recording on the secondary device. No one has commented about the good audio, so maybe I did something good. Okay, I think there's going to be another hinge up there, I bet you, because that's awfully flimsy there. Oh, we got to build something else first. Let's build it here. Let's see. If I build right here, can you still see what I'm doing? Yes, you can. Okay, they show this right here. How are you going to attach that brick, huh? I always don't know why. If Lego does it, I guess I could do that too. So that's basically essentially what they're saying there. And you have to hold that together, which I never liked too much. But I've been writing up my manuals mostly in that term, because most people who build my stuff are adults. Matter of fact, I've been watching a few other videos on YouTube, people doing these as well. Just sets in general, and they're just like, this video is only intended for adults. This has got adult language and stuff, and I try hard not to cuss in these. Sometimes I'll slip up or something just comes out of my mouth, but I just can't get into the whole profanity on YouTube. Sometimes it does add a little bit of creativity to the videos, but I'm not really a fan of that. There we go. Got that in there. Just be careful with these. You may break that off. I like these little teeth pieces because they make great balances for curtains. Must be a mouth there. And yeah, so this is a set here you want to just sit down and just spend some time with. I wouldn't try to rush these or anything like that unless you're on a deadline to see who you can get it up on YouTube first. But just take your time, just build it very slow. What happens if you don't finish a video, Jay, at a deadline? Well, I don't finish, I don't finish. You know, when there's a set date, I try to plan around those dates. And if Lego changes that date around, it doesn't do me any good. And which means I have to reschedule tutorials and mocks for other things. But Fridays are reserved for tutorials or mocks or mock tours. That's what Fridays are reserved. You will never see a review on a Friday. As well, I don't know. Someday I may end up changing that, but I don't really want to do that. Okay, why are we doing it unless we need those little teeth at the bottom? But they want us to stack a bunch of these together. All right. Oh, I see why we're offsetting something there. That's why we're doing that. Put this guy here where it's turned sideways. This must be a skull then. Honestly, this would be a great set for summer or fall. Maybe this would be good for Halloween. Some good ideas out of this. So I would say that, yeah, this wouldn't be too bad for Halloween. I think that just fits on top. Like that. That's not too bad, huh? Pretty cool. And then that goes right here. Okay. So bag 2 just seems like we're doing the entry to this. I think that's what we're doing. I think that's what we're doing. It's hard to say right now. And I'm trying to get it to where when if you were to build this set yourself, you would be able to see what the manual sees. Because I'm kind of looking through the viewfinder, and I pay attention more to the viewfinder because I want to know what you see. All right, bricks with a vertical groove. I don't really see these that often. Uh-oh, yawns are starting to set in now, and I have nothing but track pieces left. Now, did I use a gray brick where there wasn't supposed to be one used? That's used there. This is bag 2, so something probably got mixed in with bag 3. Let's see here. I see some of these. Oh, there it is. All right. Yeah, but I don't want to rush through my builds. That's when Lego's like, we're going to change the date for you so you can review it early. I'm like, no, I haven't even finished yet. I mean, I've edited the first 2. I'm not edited. I just filmed them. I hadn't even edited them yet because I was wrapped up with the tiny house and all that stuff. And then I was like, no, I need to get that done first. So if I don't finish, I don't finish. You know, that's. I just wanted to get my own things done. I know the tier 2 people get more set reviews. What I've heard, it's more for people who have a staff, and I don't think I could do set after set after set unless I'm just burned out with mocks. And then what's the point of, you know, having all the sets? Oh, and I found out the reason why I see a lot of these leaks, somebody actually, there was a department store selling these sets like 3-4 weeks early. So these guys drove 2 or 3 states over just to get a set, to be the first to get it. And I'm thinking, oh, the fuel alone, like gas and stuff, you know, that would just be kind of brutal. And I've seen sets released in the stores before. Lego even mentions them, but I don't rush out and buy them. I'm like, you know, sometimes I'm like, oh, that set's not supposed to be released for 2 weeks. I don't need it that bad, and I'll walk right past it. It's not like it's something I really need. Yeah, this looks almost like the entryway to the, what was that thing I made, that hatch door in my backcountry camping, that cave? Matter of fact, this angular way, that's pretty much how I did mine. So yeah, I'm glad now I'm gonna break. There's no way I could do these in one sitting. I would go nuts over it. There'd be no way. No way you could get this done in one sitting. I'm sure somebody could if they had a lot of discipline to do so. Okay. Anybody's ever watched some of those quart cams on YouTube? Sometimes those are cool to listen to, because you'll doze off. Next thing you know, you hear an attorney start yelling in court, and it wakes you right up. Or sometimes the cases are so boring, they'll put you right to sleep. When my friend's not here, that's what I kind of play in the background to kind of take out the dead noise here. It gets too quiet after a while. And those 2? Okay, there's 2 of them that go on. I was looking for a 1x2. No, we just need a pair of 1x1s. Bricks with 2 studs. Okay. And there's a piece of seaweed coming off the side there. And no, it's the other way around. And then they stick some nice decorative mosaic tile on here. Something you'd see like in your swimming pool. Oh, I need, not that one, I need the sand green. Place that there. Pretty much what that is. Okay, and this goes right above the door. We don't want to break parts. I'm trying to get that to fit in there comfortably. You may have to start wiggling things a little bit to kind of interlock things together. There you go. Boy, that just, except for this just hanging in the way though, but it kind of looks so scared, like you don't want to go in there. And then, so yeah, even though if I'm going to get a little tired, I think what I'm going to do, well, we're not done with that angle yet, is I'm going to focus on bag 1 first today. Well, this morning. And then we're going to proceed on with bags 1, 2, and 3 are in this installment. And then we'll worry about the other ones later. Okay. Yeah, I enjoy doing this as a hobby versus just sitting in front of the computer. And I think I might be missing a brick. That's probably one of the ones that rolled in the other container. So let me go find 1x2 real quick. Okay, so I grabbed one here. So if we get an extra one, then that's what happened when I was doing the unboxing thumb. Yeah, my video is about 70% done. So Place that here. See what the time is. I know time's supposed to change. Yeah, remember I started this at like 2:15. Here it is at 3:03. When I brushed my teeth, it wasn't even 1 o'clock, so we actually did lose an hour. Yeah, so I'm gonna get my mindset to that time. That's why I wish they would just fix the stupid time and just not mess with it. Just kind of leave everything alone. But I don't want to get into the politics on that one. Alrighty. And this one goes here. Whoa. Okay, you're gonna have to really be careful with this because this thing is actually kind of acting kind of screwy now. You're just building a column. And I really would like to, like I said, get this done so I can review it. Because I'd like to get back into the campground. Remember, if you've watched the video already, I just got the spur number 1 done, and I'm missing one of those tiles that go in here. So I bet that probably rolled into bag number 3, but it could have rolled into something else. And you know what? The sad thing is I don't have any of those in that color. So, yeah, that's the problem about having newer parts. You don't have all the parts to complete it. It's probably in the next bag. If not, then we're just going to have to leave it missing. You know how you go in those abandoned places, sometimes the tiles are all coming off and stuff. You know, that's how it is. And then they have this piece going here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to borrow this one here and set it right there. So when I do the thumbnail, at least looks a little better, but you'll know. But we haven't checked bag 3 yet. Because I remember I had the bags up here. I had bag 10 over here. So it might have, and I know 2 and 3 were up here. And I think I may have done 5 here. So I could have gone in 5 or whatever. I don't know. Because I know I don't have any of those in that color. Corner tiles I never really collected. So, okay, now we can place this incomplete thing up here. You know, so I'm not blaming Lego because not even I know what happened to it. If I don't know, it's probably on my end that I lost it. Check the floor, but I don't see anything down there. Didn't hear anything fall anyways. I guess you get a bunch of these little spiders too. So let's see here. How do the spiders go on the net? And it just goes back here. All right. So, there we go. So far it's pretty creepy. This would be good for Halloween though. And the other 2 spiders are down here. So they show one right here, but how would those connect to it? Unless there's studs on the bottom, but there's tubes. I guess you just have to stick them in there and just kind of wiggle them in place until they fit. And then like more like tarantulas. These things look pretty real too. This one's like 2 studs away, and it's like right here. Okay, so got that in there. We have 1 extra leaf piece. So did I forget a leaf, or did that roll in from another bag? Because I got 2 of these. Legos sometimes is generous. I give you extra ones of these. So let's take a look here. Did I forget anything? We got this guy tucked in here. Are we missing one up here? Yes, we are. They're not kind. They don't give us extra ones of these. But we have 1 of these, though. So that's it. Usually they give you extra one of these. I guess they think you're going to break them or something. I always get tons of these in extra form. All right. So that's pretty much remaining for bag 2. And bag 2 just pretty much does the entry into the temple. Okay, let's wrap up this installment. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I did brush my teeth about 12:30, and that's when I came in here, started filming. It was already 2 o'clock, so yeah, time change. Okay, now let's take a look here. First, let's see if that corner tile is in here. And no, it is not, so it may have gotten mixed with bag 5. We'll find it eventually, so we got to know, or I can check real quick. Well, there's 8 and 6. I can take a peek in one of these, huh? Oh, I see it right on the top. That might be it. Alright, well, we can complete that right now. I don't know what 6 does. I think it finishes another part of this, but no, we'll have to check 8. Okay. So they save all the minifigures for last. You're going to love these. The first thing we have this guy here. I don't know the names. I'll read them off the box when I get them all done here. Single-sided head. And, yeah. Those ugly helmet things. And this guy's got himself a projectile launcher. Oh, wow. Yippee. Got enough of that going on in the real world. I want to see it in Lego. I mean, no, not really. And he's done. And then this one here is going to be interesting to do. So he's got a single-sided head. And, you know, I like that tone of the flesh tone, but, I mean, putting this wig on now, you know, kind of sets the tone because it is a bowl cut. And like an undercut, like a 2-block cut. And he's got a bow and arrow. Trying to get the stinking bow in his hand. The set's got a lot of violence in here too, my goodness. There it goes. Alright. And I don't know, I just feel like that's ready to fall out. Let me put that in better. There we go, like that. Yeah, I need that wig. Put those wigs on Friends dolls. They look like TikTokers. Okay, not a whole lot in here. So let's finish this installment up with bag 3. And we're working on the back here. So obviously this does something. I need to get a couple of those and make a big giant gear out of that. Okay. So looks like there's 2 Technic pins that go in here, or friction pins. And I was right, this actually does go in here somewhere. Start with that hole right there. Right there. There we go. Okay, well, I don't know what's supposed to go in there. Huh, I mean, yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. That's what we'll do. Making sure I'm recording here. I want to make sure you get the full flavor. And now we got to decorate it with a bunch of flower things. So let's just do that. We got to make a couple of them here. Looks like just one special one. Well, first they want it on this Technic stud, and then they want it on here. Go like that. You know, provided I can get it in that little hole there. And then this one goes up here. I think it goes in the middle hole. So I guess it's to hide all that. And there's 2 more regular ones that just kind of, like one goes here. So we're hiding all the Technic pins at this point. So there we go. Oh, that was mistletoe. You'd have to kiss the skeleton when you walk in there, huh? All right. There we go. Takes care of that booger right there. And then we're back rotating this thing around again. Boy, I did that in my manuals, and even I was getting dizzy. Okay, so I need a Technic lift arm, like a 1x1. And this goes right in this joint here. I don't know what it does yet. So this set is half Technic, half build. So and for those who've been kind of wondering, my dad's not doing too well. I'm just hoping it's not soon. You know, I thought he'd be around until when I at least turned 50. It's most likely not going to happen. There we go. Okay. That white piece, very rarely you'll ever see a Technic piece in white. And a regular Technic pin. It's all gray, so it's kind of getting a little, maybe a bit too much here. And this goes like that. And one of these. All right, and it goes like this. Including the knuckles cracking too. And this goes right here. And I can see why people don't like doing Technic that much. Oh, wait a minute, I made a mistake. This is not supposed to go here. It's supposed to go on this one here. And this one's supposed to go like this. There we go. Yeah, many would censor that out and say they don't make mistakes, but I make mistakes, and I'm proud of them. And that's how you learn, is by making mistakes, trial and error. Experience comes from mistakes. Okay, well now we got to do another sub step. Okay. I know Lego now has been even labeling their sub steps with the same, you know, like an, you know, just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it's like, let's say there's a sub step at supposedly step 7. They'll just continue on. And one of these here. Yeah, late at night, building Technic is not really good. My eyes are starting to burn now, and now I'm kind of, like I said, Technic doesn't really excite me too much, so now I'm starting to lose a little bit of interest in this here. Okay, as long as this goes here. And then we got a Technic nail here. Okay, this goes in the middle hole. Wait a minute, this needs to go up like that. So you're going to have like 20 million hands to hold that together. Like that. And we are not done yet with that. We still got a long ways to go. Okay, one of these and a bushing. Oh, see that nail just, Technic nail just came right out. And then we got to install it. And doesn't really Yeah, it does. It shows you where it goes. I think it goes right there. All right, let me get comfortable here. I'm having a hard time seeing where that goes. They show that it goes through... Okay, hold on. This might be a little easier to do here. So I'm just going to tack it in. They want this here. It goes in the third hole. But this has to go somewhere else. And you can't just simply set that in there unless it's meant to do that. Okay, well the gear's lining up. Okay, so hold on. Let me just stick this in here, which is what you're supposed to do anyways, but it's in the... May want to rotate and wiggle and jiggle that in there. Yeah. Okay, yeah, this is exactly why I don't like Technic. It can be a bit of a chore to get that in there. Yeah, if you're half tired, this is probably not what you want to do at night. I think I can get it in there. I just need to get it tacked in. It just, there we go. I'm just going to stop there for a second. And it's resting on there, and it's kind of showing it like this. Does it connect to anything? What does this do here? What does that do? It's like that connects to something. Okay, I see. Okay. Let me put this in all the way here, and I'll show you what they're doing here. I think that's where it goes. Okay. Right here, they got this gear here. You can see where it rides against that right there. Okay. The gear's supposed to go there. This piece here is to be on the bottom of this curved piece. So that's how that's supposed to be. See right there? Even on this side, see where that's at? That's where it's supposed to be. So that, the gear and this are supposed to be right in between those. So you're just going to have to kind of manipulate that in there. I don't know what that's going to do. That's kind of cool though. Does it stay up on its own? No, it stays up there. Comes crashing down. Okay, well, it's doing something, so obviously we did something right. Okay. And yes, guess what we see in the manual? More Technic. And there's plates in here, but we got Technic. So let's see what we got here. I'm kind of anxious to see what this is going to do now. I don't know if I'm getting tired. I Okay, and snot bricks. I can always use more of these. Matter of fact, I have an overflowed bin full of these. I need to put them in a big shoebox because those are these are a brick here you'll need in your builds. If you're building city stuff, mountainscapes, whatever, you'll need those. You're gonna need them. Hoard them up, slurp those babies up. I was going to run through the first part of the camping video, the custom campground, but yeah, I have a feeling I won't be doing that tonight because, like I said, the time change and all that stuff, so I'm going to gear up for bed here. But I'm going to finish this session up real quick, this installment, before I do. Just about done, folks. Just just about done. And we got to make 4 of these panels. I'm glad I looked. Just make sure you fold out your book, because you'll see you need to make 4. So, okay. They're all the same too, so that makes it easier. So I think this is supposed to be some kind of a boulder. I think that's what it is. It looks like it's a booby trap. Well, we won't know until we get it done here. Right now I'm working on step 2. Step 1 is setting the plates out. So step 2, we're going to be doing the whatchamacallits here. Okay. I'm just trying to think of something here that I mean, I got April figured out for tutorials. May, I got tutorials in a mock. June, the tiny house and some other stuff. So yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be pretty good. I got a couple of vehicles I want to start tackling. One that I just started before all the sets came in. And that's probably the downfall of it is because I was like, yes, I'm actually going to get into these builds. We got a gnat in here, and I just, now I'm going to have to get a rag and mop that up. Stupid critters. But I got to get a lot of these things built so I can start having fun and build my own stuff, though. But usually by now, like I've said, I always have like half the year stuff already filmed, where now I'm starting to get a little behind, just because I'm doing set review after set review after set review, and it's kind of getting annoying. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have a buddy in our group that just likes building sets. That's all he likes. He doesn't like building mocks. He can't envision it in his mind, so he just builds sets. I mean, everybody enjoys Lego in their own way, but I'm just like, for me personally, I gotta build my own stuff. Because building somebody else's after a while, you know. And 2, doing 3 of these of the same thing back to back it's like a marathon, but it gets kind of old after a while. And like I said, I'm trying to keep that separate from doing from the build quality on this one here. It's not that it's boring or anything, it's just I want to start my own stuff. So these will go here. Let's try to keep it the way the book tells us how to do it. And then, yeah, it even tells you exactly how it's supposed to go together. They have the top view like this. Yeah. So, yeah, this is, you're going to have to just watch what you're doing here, I guess, huh? So that one goes like that. This one's just a rotation around like that. And then the bottom part here, well, I'm assuming it's the bottom, has a round brick like that, so I'm assuming it goes like this. So I think that probably goes on there. And that's exactly where that goes on here. All right. Okay. Oh, I gotcha. Boy, that's really stiff there. So it locks the boulder in, and you could just do this. So what it does is the weight of the boulder. Now, I wouldn't depend on this. You may want to help this up a bit. So you would just turn this here, and you knock somebody right out of the cave. So, but if you bring it back up, though, you really got to muscle this thing in. So what I would do is help it in the back and just do that right back there. Let me take a look at something here. Yeah, so pretty clever idea to have a boulder just come rolling down. And that's it, but we have an extra one of these, so I think that probably rolled from another bag. I don't remember seeing anything like that in here at all. But I'm going to take a look real quick and make sure. Wait, hold on. Wait. There's supposed to be 2 of these here. All right, so that's where that goes. Yes, I'm checking my work. You can see I'm making mistakes, but it's after 3 in the morning. All right, and I think now that might be better. Yeah, it's a little better. So that's probably why it was kind of not working well. And then that's it. So essentially bag 1, 2, and 3. Bag 3 does the booby trap. Bag 2 does the entry, and bag 1 does the base. Not too bad. And where's the stickers? And you know what? We have not even used this sticker sheet in the first 3 bags. So I have a feeling that we're going to be putting these on at the very last. I'll just use it as a bookmark then, you know. I mean, it works good. And so far, just by building this set, and my video is still rendering. Well, that's taken a lot longer than I thought. Oh, and here's the pieces for bag 3. Not too bad, not too shabby at all. But so far, you know, just this little piece alone looks pretty cool. Kind of wish we can black this out right back here in this hole, but I'm sure if you're a mock builder, you probably could. Well, no, you can't. You would just have the gear there. So basically, you'd have not him. He's like the bad guy. So this guy's got his gun here. He's going to shoot the boulder. Well, oh, and by the way, these hats do come off so much, so maybe we'll get lucky and his hat will fly off. I can never get these weird, goofy hats on. Let's just set him in there. And let's see what happens. Will the boulder knock him down? Let's try it and see here. Here we go. Well, he got grounded up in the side of the thing there. Okay. I'm going to have to hold the back of this. Oh, his hat finally fell off, see? So I guess that does more damage than we thought. So far, the set does have functionality, you know. And this is a bit stiff. Pulling this back up, it just feels rather stiff. But I'm pretty pleased with it so far. So bag 1 just does these 2 guys. Let's see what his name is real quick here. Where is the minifigure names? Oh, on the top of the box in here. This is Belloq. And we have the, what is that? Hovitos Warrior. Hovitos Warrior. And we have a bunch of these guys wearing bowl cuts. Well, I guess that must be the theme of the... Oh, I guess these guys are in the 21st century. But yeah, so far, just by this build alone, so everything's printed. Except for the manual, some things were just hard to read. Just a quick review for my notes. First off, it kept my interest. That's good for build experience. For build quality, the manuals, some places were kind of slimy to read, so I have to ding off probably a fraction off that. I'd say so far this set's like at a 9.8, 9.9. Not too bad. Score could improve once I build more of it. And yeah, I'm happy with this build so far. So tell me what you think just by seeing just this piece. Just this alone is fun. You know, this could just be a set alone here and somebody will have fun with it. But, well, stay tuned for the next installment and we'll be tackling bags 4, 5, and 6.